All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to listen, to watch, however you're consuming this. This is the Never Less Than Ill podcast. Myself,
Yes.
Justin Ivey, and my co-host, Mr. Lynden Burton. How you doing, Lynn?
I'm doing well, man. Look, I'm excited that this is happening. Like, the people don't know. This is something that we've been about for a couple months now. I met you, probably like 3 years ago now at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And you're someone who I always respected. So when you hit me up wanting to do a podcast with the network, I was like, when do you want to start?
I appreciate it. The respect is mutual, and that's why I'm doing it with you. I'm really excited to be part of the Bros Who Think family. And yes, this podcast is gonna be fun. We're gonna kind of delve into I don't want to say underappreciated, but maybe under discussed hip hop acts. And basically my mindset here is, hey, every day on Twitter, people are talking about Jay-Z and Biggie and Pac and Drake and Megan Thee Stallion. You can get that every day, any which way, and people's got 10,000 hot takes on everybody. So we're gonna delve into the people that aren't getting talked about as much, but are still important to the culture, important to the history, and it's gonna be fun. It's going to range. We're going to go old school. We're going to go brand new acts. We're going to tackle pretty much anything that's great about hip hop. And hopefully y'all get a little bit of our taste and our outlook on hip hop, and you'll appreciate what we maybe are recommending. Maybe you don't know about these artists, or maybe you want to just hear our perspective on them. It is. So I'm looking forward to this, and it's going to be a new chapter of my life. And I'm really excited that it's going to be partnered with Lynn in doing it.
Yeah, man. Like, that's something that I'm excited about because, like you said, there's people who talk the Uzi Verts, the Drakes, the Jay-Z's, and even if you talk old school, just the Hoves, the Nas, there's people who talk about these mainstream quote unquote acts. And for someone like me, who's a little bit younger than you, when we get into that old school stuff, it's going to be interesting because it's going to be a history lesson almost for me. And I'm excited about that.
Definitely. I think that's, one of the weird things we're at right now is just, with the streaming era, there's so much available to us all. And, it just gets tough to keep up with everything.
It does.
So, man, it's a chore keeping up with every new release. So much less trying to remember what happened 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And now we're getting to the point in hip hop where, monumental releases are celebrating their 30-year anniversaries. And I think it's important that we make sure we're covering that these artists are still being covered in that way, but we're also giving an outlet to the new guys, and that maybe you can't find on Double XL or the No Jumper podcast, whatever you're following these days to try to keep up with the latest and the greatest types. So I'm excited to kind of veer into those lanes, and it'll be fun too because what we're going to do is also, while me and Lynn will be sharing our views and what we think about these topics, we're also going to be having some great guests joining us and giving their perspectives. We're going to have hip-hop journalists. We're going to have producers, artists. It's going to be a wide variety of people. And we're not going to be just sitting there interviewing and saying, what'd you do? What'd you do in your, now tell me about your life. What are your, we're not going to be just kind of rattling down. They're going to be talking about the stuff they love.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will translate in a way that all our listeners will enjoy.
This is like, I view this like when I go to the comic book shop and I'm chilling looking for different comics, and then like someone's like, hey, wait, you're picking out this? And then we have like a whole 15 to 30-minute discussion. And my girlfriend's like, what are you doing still in there? I'm like, yo, hey, it's part of the culture. So it's like, this will be one of those barbers. And I know this is the most overused term in podcasting, but it really will be like a barbershop, or you're in the stacks at like an old record store, like at Sam Goody, when people would talk about that. That's about as early as I go with it, Justin, Sam Goody. But in the mall, that's what I feel, and that's what I know you feel about this show. So I'm excited for people to get to see that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that's, one of the things is, this is not oh man, we got to bring it back to the old days, and we're not adapting. No, that's not what this is. But the one little thing that that streaming has taken away is just that kind of that experience of it being an event to go, get your music. And so I think what we're hoping to do with this is kind of bring a little bit of that back, and sort of that vibe of showing up at the CD store and trying to be like, oh, I'm getting this, and the clerk is like, oh, well, have you heard about this guy? Let me tell you a little bit about this. Get a little bit of that vibe back, and hopefully, make it fun for y'all too.
100%. That's the goal. If you when you hear us, you can have fun, either get a suggestion or revel in the conversation because you enjoy that artist as well. Then that's a win in my book.
Oh, that's what it's all about. And yes, we're excited to kind of get this rolling, and hopefully have y'all follow along with us. Ask us about stuff on our social, suggest us topics. Maybe there's underappreciated artists that you want to talk about, you want to hear about. Hey, that's what we want to do. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And to me, Lynn was the perfect guy to help bring this to life. And so I'm just grateful for this opportunity too.
And yeah, like we said, I like you said, when you hit me up, I was like, when you want to start? Because this is exciting for me. I love this. And like you said, to have you a part of the Bros Who Think family means a lot to me. And, just people have a lot to look forward to. Should we give them the date for the first episode?
I say we go ahead and give them the date. Go ahead and let them know.
Okay, so the first episode, this show will be out. You can make sure you subscribe. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make its own podcast channel. I don't think I'll put it on the Bros Who Think feed. I think I'll make this one its own special feed. Either way, you'll be able to find the feed, but it will be on the Bros Who Think YouTube video only. But in terms of audio, you'll have your own feed. But it'll be out every other Tuesday. So the first episode will be out on April 13th. You guys will be able to check that, download it on April 13th, and then the next episode, the 27th, and so on every other Tuesday.
Absolutely, yeah. And man, you can follow us both on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and we'll always keep you up to date on when the new episodes are coming. But like Lynn said, it's going to be every other week. It's going to be regular schedule, and we're going to be dropping on Tuesdays. And we're really excited about this first episode. This is just a little teaser, just to let y'all know we're coming. But we're excited to have this launch coming up real soon.
100%. So you guys make sure y'all tune in April 13th, Tuesday. It'll be up bright and early for you guys, whether it's video or audio, and we'll make sure you get to know where those links are. But yeah, Justin, man, I think this is a good little teaser to let the people know we're coming with something.
Like it, gotta build the moment, gotta get the trailers just like they're doing HBO Max and all that. Gotta let them know we're coming. So yeah, man, thank y'all for checking this little teaser out. Hopefully y'all will join us for the full-blown edition coming real soon. And man, just don't forget that name, Never Less Than Ill. That's the new podcast to add to your queue.
That's a fact. So we'll talk to you guys soon, man. Never Less Than Ill. Be on the lookout for that.
All right, y'all. See you soon.